So I actually wasn't intending to shoot this video tonight, but I was sitting inside. I was editing the TGV video that you guys just saw or may have not seen. I don't know. It was just assembling the TGVs for the car. And then I was like, God, I really want to get the turbo off. So I pulled the bumper off. Someone's going to be very upset, specifically because I did not do a detailed bumper uninstall video. Deeply apologize. But anyways, moving through this. So I already have the car jacked up. I've got the jack stands under it. The header accessible. So we're gonna take the header, the turbo, and the header, up pipe, turbo, and down pipe off the car right now. I just want to get it out of the car so that way when we get the new one tomorrow, we can just keep chooching along. I did place the order for the fuel pressure regulator so that way we can continue to keep the build going. So I am curious to see what the turbo is going to look like when we pull it out of the car. I'm expecting this to take maybe an hour or so, but we'll find out. I'm gonna hop back under the car. I'm gonna pull the header off. If you don't know how to pull the header off of an STI or an older WRX, it's gonna be 6 14mm bolts that bolt the header up to the top of the block. There's heat shields that go all the way around it. Just pull off the heat shields. Those are held on by 14mm bolts also. So pull off the heat shields, pull the header off of the block. I will show you guys kind of what it looks like when I get it off. So let me get this camera set up right underneath the car with me so that way we can get this header off, the up pipe off, and then start getting the down pipe and the turbo off the car. So let's jump in it. So the header is out of the car. I absolutely hate this thing. I smacked my head on it as it came out of the car. I'm gonna see if I can find a budget-friendly, quality header to be able to run on the car. So I'll see what I can find because I really don't want to put that thing back on. But now I need to get the downpipe off so we're able to get the turbo out. So earlier off camera, after I did the TGV stuff, I started pulling out the bolts for the top of the downpipe to the turbo. So there's 5 bolts that just circle around the downpipe to the backside or the hot side of the turbo. So I only have one more to get and it's on the bottom. I also need to go under the car to be able to pull off the downpipe from the mid pipe and then pull the downpipe off of the exhaust hanger, and then I can get the downpipe out. Once the downpipe is out, we're gonna work on getting the turbo off of the up pipe, and then we can get the up pipe out of the car, or I might do it in reverse, I don't know. So I'm gonna swing under the car, I'm gonna start pulling that downpipe off so that way we can start working at the turbo a little bit more. But I just wanna get it out of the car. It's gonna look so naked up here. Like the car looks sad, like look at that. Just a sad Subaru in many pieces in the garage. So, well, I'm gonna swing under the car. I wanna get the downpipe off as fast as I can. I hate crawling under cars. The car's up on jack stands right now and supported by the jack just in case, but personally, I hate crawling under these things. So I'm gonna swing down there really fast. I'm gonna get this downpipe off in like 5 minutes, swing back out so that way we can start working on the stuff up here. Oh my God, the downpipe did not want to come out. So the downpipe unbolted from everything just fine. Unbolted from the turbo, no issues, all 5 bolts. Unbolted from the catback, no issues, both bolts. Unbolted from the trans, no problem, but the stupid hanger on the downpipe right here would not come off the bracket. So I sat there and I fought with the bracket for like 10-15 minutes, extremely frustrated, took a break, came back, just undid the bracket, took it off the trans. Downpipe is now out. So now I need to take the up pipe off. There's 3 bolts that hold 3 or 4, 3, 4, 3. I think it's 3 bolts that hold the up pipe to the turbo. So I'm gonna get that one pulled off and then I can pull the turbo out. Then I can pull the turbo out. So hold up, actually, I show you. So if you are looking at the turbo here, there's gonna be 2 bolts right over here and then one behind the hot side of the turbo. Now you can't actually take the turbo off until you get the downpipe off because the downpipe does block one of those bolts. So it's all held on there by 14mm bolts. There's 3 of them. So I've already got the front 2 out. Once I get the up pipe out, we'll go over the header, the downpipe, and the up pipe, and the turbo so you guys can see everything you need to take out. But that boy's coming out. Give it like 5-10 minutes, he'll be out of there. Free! No more turbo in the car, so I just got the turbo oh, wow, it's really blown out, hang on. So I just got the turbo out of the car. This is the OEM VF48 that comes in the car. It's a good looking turbo, no shaft play on it whatsoever, only has about 20,000 miles on it. There's like no shaft play. Just a little dirty. It's a little dirty and grimy, but I spilt coolant everywhere getting that thing out. So the last exhaust piece that I have to pull out is the up pipe right there. So there's only 2 more bolts. I'm gonna get the up pipe pulled out, and then once the up pipe's out, I'll kind of cover all the exhaust components so that way you guys know what needs to come out, what bolts you gotta take out, the order you need to take it all out. So let me get that last piece out, and then we'll go over everything that we just pulled out of the car. Yes! It's out. The turbo's out! Thank you! That was not enjoyable to do. So we got the turbo out as we had set out to do tonight. Actually, randomly set out to because this was not planned. I just wanted to get it done because we get the new turbo tomorrow. So I do want to get the up pipe, external wastegate, everything set up, good to go in the car. So turbo is free. So this is the OEM VF48. There is no like, there's actually no shaft plate at all with the turbo. Looks to be in very good condition. So glad we got that off the car. Now for exhaust stuff, I do want to show you guys kind of what you need to take off with the exhaust and the order you need to take it off to be able to get the turbo out of the car. Now, these are all the exhaust components that we took off the car. So the way that you're going to want to do all of this to get the turbo out is you're going to want to start with the header. So just like I said before, there are those 3 bolt holes right on the top of the header. Those connect to the block. Now, underneath this heat shield right here, oh, this thing's heavy. You have one O2 sensor you're gonna have to pull out, and then you have 2 bolts right there. Oh, poor skateboard, I'm sorry. Ooh. Those 2 bolts will connect to this side of the up pipe. So as you can see on the up pipe, those 2 bolts right there, they're both 14 millimeter. They'll go up and they'll connect to the turbo up here. Now, there's 5 studs on this up pipe. 2 of them, the 2 that the gasket doesn't cover is for the bracket that the up pipe connects to. The ones with the gasket on it still, that those 3 in a triangle, are for the turbo. So there's only 3 bolts that hold this up pipe to the turbo, but you can't get the up pipe off until you take the down pipe off. So if you've never taken a down pipe off before, there's 2 bolts up top, 1 on each side of the downpipe, and then 1 on the bottom side right down there. And that's how you're gonna end up taking off all of the exhaust components. I'm gonna tell you now, let them soak with PB Blaster because sometimes they do strip out. I'm gonna be replacing all the bolts and all the studs on all the new stuff that we're gonna be putting on the car. So it's all gonna get new studs and bolts going on. And then lastly, I do want to go over the turbo with you guys real quick. So right down here, you have the oil drain line. That is just a PVC hose that you have to pull off. You're gonna have 1 coolant line on the bottom left. You're gonna have 1 coolant line on the top. This is going to be going to your air oil separator if you have one, or your coolant expansion tank. I don't know what you run, but that's gonna be it for lines. And then on top of it, there's 1 banjo bolt right there that you're gonna have to pull off for the oil feed line. So just a heads up to get those off, but it's such a happy looking turbo. Look at that. So happy, such a happy turbo. Yas. So with that, that's really gonna wrap it up for the turbo and getting all the exhaust stuff out of the car. Now, looking at the engine bay, we are still not done taking stuff out of this car. So we have all of the exhaust components all of the exhaust components taken out. So no more turbo, no more header, no more up pipe, no more intake manifold, no more secondary air pump. So these 2 guys back here are the rest of the secondary air pump. I'm gonna be taking those out tomorrow because there is 1 block off plate that I need to get to right back there that the turbo used to cover up. So before I get the new turbo on there, I do want to get that blocked off. I need to pull the barometric pressure sensor out of this top air pump supporting dude thing, valve, chamber, cylinder, I don't know, the thing. I gotta pull off that barometric pressure sensor and just tuck that away. So once we get that out, we're actually gonna start reinstalling everything on the car. So I still need that fuel pressure regulator that I ordered today from Brian at the Mod Garage. Shout out to him because he just did everything like extremely fast for me to try to get that here ASAP. It's looking good. We're almost actually done pulling everything out that we need to. So I just need to pull these guys out. I'll do that tomorrow and I'll show you guys how to do the block off plates. There's 1 on the driver's side, 1 on the passenger side that we're gonna have to block off and then pull out the barometric pressure sensor. And then once we get that out, we're gonna start putting in the TGV deletes. running all the fuel lines, getting the exhaust put back up, plumbing the external wastegate, turbo, downpipe, the whole shebang, 1, 2, bam, we're gonna get it all on there. So I am excited to get all of that going, but this is going to be where I'm stopping for right now. So that's gonna cover it for pulling the turbo and the exhaust components out of the car. I was gonna end up doing this tomorrow, but I had time tonight and I was sitting on the couch not doing anything, so I was like, let's go pull the turbo. So in total, it only took me about an hour and a half to get the turbo out with all the exhaust components still in the car, but it's gonna vary time and skill level for whoever's doing this. Some people do it faster, some people do it slower. It's all good and dandy. Just get your turbo out if you're trying to take it out. But anyways, with that, if you guys like the video, if you're following the build, or you're just here having a good time, go ahead, hit that like button and turn it blue. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, which I would really appreciate it if you were, go ahead and do that in this bottom, my right, your left corner tonight. Ooh. And with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, homies. Woo!